In 2003, Richard Driehaus joined forces with the University of Notre Dame School of Architecture to establish a new prize that celebrates classicism in the built environment. The Richard H. Driehaus Prize honors, promotes, and encourages architectural excellence by acknowledging an architect who has applied the principles of traditional, classical, and sustainable architecture and urbanism to contemporary society.
The Driehaus Prize started in 2003, and it's a unique prize in America for classical architecture, and therefore it became like something unknown into a world which is really refusing that sort of a set of ideas.
I thought, well, I love classicism. I like what the University of Notre Dame is doing. And so I thought this would be interesting if we could give an award. I would sponsor it, finance it. They would give it. And it would sort of raise the level of maybe discussion, interest, and provide a medium for classicists to meet and to talk and exchange.
Richard Driehaus has been a wonderful collaborator for the school and for the University of Notre Dame. He has a sense of the unbridled optimism. He has always seen possibilities where others see a dead end.
In a few short years, this prize has forever changed the field of architecture and the way we look at and appreciate placemaking in modern times. It is presented annually to an outstanding architect or collective in recognition of their work.
It's a prize that looks at traditional design but honors people not for how much they think or care about the 17th or 18th or 19th century, but how much they care about the 21st century and how much they're able, how well they're able to translate some of those ideas into something that's going to be meaningful in our time.
Traditional architecture is basically the way by which life continues, and it is basically the way by which one can establish a thread of continuity with the forefathers, the past.
Each year, the recipient is chosen through a rigorous jury selection process that aims to look at the totality of one's contribution and their unique approach to applications of classical principles. Every year, the jury meeting is held in a city of architectural significance, from Paris to Prague to Buenos Aires and beyond.
I think all the members of the jury, when they are deliberating, are looking for buildings that will stand the test of time, that will do something for public morale by calling attention to the great qualities of the great cities. And I think this is one reason why Richard has established this tradition that the jury travels, that it's a wonderful way of accumulating a vision about what Richard Driehaus has in mind, but also what civilization at its best can produce.
We have had a wonderful group of prize winners in the past 7 years, essentially. And one of the things that I've heard them say about them is that these people have made architecture, and classical architecture in particular, cool again.
Past Driehaus Prize recipients include Jack T. Robertson, Alan Greenberg, Quinlan Terry, Dimitri Porphyrios, and Leon Krier. These architects received this honor because of their individual contributions and interpretations of classical architecture. They have shaped the industry with their teachings, drawings, built work, and ideas about community and design.
I think what unites all of the winners is excellence.
The 2008 recipients are known exception to this rule.
This year's Driehaus Prize winners, Elizabeth Platter-Zeeberg and Andre Stuani, have really been at the forefront of the changing attitudes towards how we inhabit the planet, essentially.
Andres Dwani and Elizabeth Platter-Zeeberg, the husband and wife team who lead the Miami firm Dwani Platter-Zeeberg and Company, received the 6th annual Richard H. Driehaus Prize. The influential architects and town planners received the prize in honor of their efforts to revive the principles of traditional neighborhood design. Platter-Zeeberg, who also is the dean of Miami School of Architecture, describes their work as using successful and sustainable design ideals to address the challenges of modern life.
I think the Driehaus Prize is extremely important. It is a component of a movement to value, not only recognize, but value tradition, and in particular, classicism as a tradition in world culture. And I think we need to see it as a global picture.
Very correctly, the classicists have closed down the discipline to the canon. But now the canon has been recovered in an absolutely heroic 30-year campaign of which virtually all of the heroes are in this room. It is in many ways as good as it ever was. We are as good as we ever were. The question is, what do you do next? The classical canon needs to be expanded if it is to be, as several of the speakers have said, of the 21st century, it needs to be expanded.
At the awards ceremony, Dwani and Platter-Zeeberg announced that they would use much of their $200,000 award to publish books related to new urbanism, smart growth, and traditional architecture. And in an unexpected show of support, Richard Driehaus announced that he would match their commitment.
Because we earned this collectively, it is incorrect if we took the generous award to ourselves and used it personally. So we have arranged to have it donated to a not-for-profit where it will be used to fund as many as 10 books towards the furtherance of this endeavor that we share.
So whether in the academic world of generating and transmitting knowledge or in the realm of practicing placemaking, we hope that we have in some way contributed in making the urban environment more hospitable for the architecture this prize supports. The challenge ahead lies in the role that designers devoted to the evolution of tradition and classicism choose to play in that newly unified context of concern for the health of the planet and its inhabitants.
With each passing year, the Driehaus Prize will continue to recognize those who continue to make our communities better by drawing on the knowledge and principles of what came before and making them applicable to the world of today.
The prize does not reject the new. That, I think, is the greatest misconception about the Driehaus Prize. What it rejects is the notion that to be new and creative, you must, by definition, be working in a different language from what has come before.
I think the purpose of the Driehaus Prize in the long run will be to make sure that classical architecture has a place at the table.
Well, it will definitely, the Driehaus Prize will definitely help and encourage a lot of younger people actually move into traditional architecture.
It's something like the Driehaus Prize, which brings a lot of money into circulation. And with money comes prestige.
The Driehaus Prize is now surpassing the significance of the Pritzker Prize.
From the start, we knew we were creating something important something that honored those values and those principles on which we depend. Yes, this prize honors classicism, tradition, preservation, and beauty. However, it's not just about keeping us in the past, but creating a historic continuum and moving forward in responsible ways. It's about a kind of growth that respects and enhances what we already have. It's about creating and making contributions that are worth